All right. Good evening for those of you who are on Spreaker and iHeartRadio, as well as over at the Leadership TKO Station.com website. Welcome to the Leadership TKO Live Night Show. Lakeisha McKnight is here, your leadership specialist, wealth mentor, and of course, author of several books focused in on leadership and personal development topics. And so, welcome to the show. We're about to actually strike it live via video on Facebook, so stand by. All right. Well, good evening. Hello to those of you who are on Facebook. Hello. How's everybody doing on tonight? It is truly an honor and a privilege to be before each and every one of you guys. And so listen, it's a brand new, of course, episode here with the Leadership TKO Live Night Show. It's Saturday, September the 19th of 2020. I got to make sure I check the dates because sometimes they tend to blur together. And so listen, I welcome you to the show. Thank you so very much for plugging in here with me. And so I'm looking down, making sure that we're good when it comes to the audio. We got to check those things sometimes. Got to check it because I'm telling you, you never know what it looks like, what it sounds like. So let's just do a microphone check. All right. So it sounds pretty good. All right. Sounds pretty good. So listen, welcome. Welcome. All right. So it sounds pretty good, as you can probably hear. I hear myself. So I'm hoping and praying that you all are doing relatively well on tonight. So welcome to the show. This show is a show focused in on leadership development. Okay, leadership development, business growth as a result. And so we welcome you here. The show goes live every single evening around about 7 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single night, unless there's something going on that causes a conflict. And then we will let you know. But nonetheless, we are indeed here every single night, everybody. And so I am your leadership specialist, your wealth mentor, and author of just a couple of books, many of which, of course, you've probably heard of. If you haven't, you can definitely check them out over at Amazon.com, as well as over at LeadershipTKO.com. So listen, what I'm going to do first and foremost is just remind you all of the mission of the show, because the mission of the show really is to empower leaders like yourself with the ability to win from the inside out, growing your influence, your impact, and your income. That is what we're intending to do every single night when we strike it live right here on the Facebook platform, as well as the podcast platforms out there. So listen, I thank you so very much for plugging in. It's truly an honor to be able to have your attention on tonight. And so as you're plugged in, as you're watching or listening in, there are several ways to participate. What you can do is definitely like or love the stream. Okay, like it or love it. Like it or love it, especially if you have an interest in growing as a leader, like building up your influence and, impacting the lives of more and more people, and perhaps growing your income so that you don't have to work until you die. Okay, because you got to figure out how to really establish and create residual income. That's what it's truly all about. And so we educate you about that as well. And so in addition to loving the stream, I encourage you to comment below as anything resonates with you, anything that's important to you that I share. Comment below, even if you have questions, and then I'll get back with you. I'll make sure I comment, like or love or comment to your messages below, because that's what engagement is all about. And then lastly, you can share this particular live stream podcast out with those that you love. You can actually start a watch party in conjunction to this stream. So I just wanted to educate you, inform you of the various ways to plug in and participate. And so I'm a person that likes to do what I ask you to do. And so I'm actually going to do that as well as I'm with you. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to share this amongst some business partners of mine. All right. So here we have it. Boom. Got that done. And so we're going to also share this. I'm going to share this on my page. And I do have an official page, everybody, which is Lakeisha McKnight, Think, Speak, Live Leadership, just in case, you're trying to figure out where the fan page is. All right. I might actually share that again so you all can plug in there. But I'm sharing it to the page, and I'll also share it to perhaps 2 other groups that I'm really, really active in. Okay. I like to make sure that I engage in different ways and not just sharing about business topics and trying to get them to be informed about some of the things that I'm plugged into in my business, but I also like to be able to sow value because that's what it's truly, truly all about. So here we go. Second group that I'm sharing it in. Got it done. All right. So practicing what I'm asking you all to do. That's what I've just done. And so welcome everybody to the show. So listen, at the very beginning of each segment, okay, when we come together, I like to provide what I call an appetizer, which is leadership development. So any type of leadership development content, I like to really share that with you. And so over the last couple of days, we've really been focusing in on a very, very great book. And if you haven't had a copy of this book in your library, you might want to go ahead and order it. And so that is, of course, Leadership TKO, 12 Truths to Implement to Become a Winning Leader. Of course, this is one of my latest books. I'm working on yet another with my husband, and that's going to be coming out really, really soon. We have not put a date out there just yet because we're working on some of the other supportive elements, want to make sure that the team is ready to go, and I don't want to keep changing the dates on you guys. So I thank you so very much for your patience and awaiting that amazing date as to when we're going to do the online launch party, the book launch party. And so I'm excited about that, but I'm also excited about this project here. And so you can actually grab a copy or a few copies of this book by visiting leadershiptko.com. And so the reason why I do encourage you to get a copy is simply because of the content. It's going to help teach you, educate you about how to truly win from the inside out. We're dealing with heart matters and matters of the mind so that you can thrive in whatever setting you're in, whether it's your home, the corporate space, or as an entrepreneur. So what I'm going to share with you tonight from this particular book, we're still on the topic of teams and important individuals, people who are connected to you. That's going to help you to thrive. And so what I've come to realize is that when it comes to achieving anything great, it could be anything amazing, whether it's building wealth, whether it's, of course, just building your team or your network overall. Here's what I understood. You can't do it by yourself. So when I hear thoughts like self-made millionaire, how? How did you become a millionaire by yourself? Like, how is that indeed possible? And so that's often the thought that I have when I hear about that title, self-made millionaire. I'm like, really? You just by yourself just became a millionaire? Like nobody contributed? Nobody helped you? You just became wealthy all by yourself. And wrong. So again, so look, I believe that a team is very important in that process. I talk about team building, team development, the perfect traits that teams should possess inside of this particular book. And I want to share them with you tonight. Can I do that? Hopefully I can, and hopefully I have your consent. All right. And so I'm going to talk to you about it. So here's the first point that I did jot down and actually include in this handy dandy book. And that is when it comes to teams, successful teams have members who share a common goal or vision. They share a common goal. Think about your teams that you're a part of right now. It could be your smaller sub teams. It can be the bigger team that you're a part of, your corporate team, whatever teams you're connected to. Do you all share a common goal or a common vision? What is that common vision? Share the common vision of your business team below in the comment section. I want to hear about those visions. You can do the short version. You don't have to be, correct with the exact wording. But does your team have a specific shared goal? Include that. See, that's a great trait of a team. I know for myself, the winner's circle, that's of course the smaller team that I've began to build. And then also being a part of the bigger team, which is Wealth Builders Worldwide. We educate you about the possibilities of your lives, the power of your dreams. We want to encourage you to never give up. Why? Because we believe that it's a noble cause. We believe in a noble cause. Each and every one of us connected to that family. And so, again, shared vision, shared goals, make sure you have it, okay? Here's another trait. You feel mutual friendship. Yes, mutual friendship. Not that I'm trying to befriend you, but that you're also seeking to befriend me. It's not a one-way type of street. It's two ways. Like you're building upon the friendship together. And like I said before, when it comes to friends, friends is just not social media connections. All right. They may have dubbed it friends on social media platforms, but I look deeper into that. I see it as, look, if we're not fellowshipping, connecting outside of social media, like friendship goes beyond, social media when it comes to me. Okay, I'm old school. I don't know how many times I said that. I'm not that old, but I'm old school, okay? I believe in, of course, that face-to-face connection, and I know it's really limited in this circumstance that we're in right now, right, globally. But we want to make the best use of our time. If we have that opportunity to connect in person, by all means do it. Be safe, okay? Be safe, but engage, connect. That's what being friends is truly all about. So I believe in that mutual friendship. And it takes time to build that too, by the way. Also, here's another trait about successful teams that have great members is you can trust one another. You can trust one another. I believe when it comes to relationships, you have like this certain tier that you keep people on, and they either build upon that gradually so that the trust that you have in them increases, or if they do something at the gate at the very beginning, it begins to diminish. Like you have this set standard. It's like right here. And the moment, of course, somebody breaks that trust, they go down on the totem pole right there, right? And then they have to work on building it. Okay, it doesn't happen overnight. That's why you really want to allow your yes to be yes and your no to be no. I'm the type of individual that likes to observe. Yeah, I talk, right? But when it comes to, if we have other leaders in place and they're nearby, I like to observe. Okay, I'm the type of individual, I'm just not gonna, everybody can have a facade when it comes to business meetings and things of that nature. I want to know what goes on outside of business. Okay, listen, because there are many faces to people. So you want to see how people are in different settings. That's real. That's real. So again, trust one another and build upon the trust if there's a trust issue. Okay, build upon that. Here's another factor when it comes to teams and their members. You want to respect one another. Respect. Okay, of course, you gotta respect someone in order to earn their respect so they can respect you. But again, do unto them as you want them to do unto you. So if you want me to respect you, you respect me and everyone else in the midst of that group or that team. Respect one another. Also, when it comes to successful teams with their members, they share their opinions freely. So you allow people to have a voice. You allow them to share their thoughts, to ask their questions. They don't feel like they're being micromanaged. They don't feel like they're constrained. They don't feel like they're masked. Ooh, did I say that? They don't feel that way. Okay? And so I had a laugh a little earlier. I was listening to some dialogue and conversation, and I went past some Halloween stuff in the store. I said, now, I'm thinking to myself, what in the world? Everybody masked. So what you need a costume for? So I was just like really just, just stunned by what I saw. And really the kids are they're just gonna go trick-or-treating, with all this stuff going on. No, absolutely not. So, that's just commercialism though. I understand. That's just the way they do things, just to get your money, just to get you to buy things. But anywho, again, share your opinions freely. And I thank you for allowing me to share my opinion about that. Okay. But share your opinions freely. Give people the floor, the opportunity to share their thoughts on important matters, whether it's business related or non-business related. Allow them to share their thoughts. Here's another trait when it comes to successful teams, and that is listen to different opinions with interest. That doesn't mean, okay, yeah, go ahead and talk. And then I'm all wandering around, not even paying attention, not even showing interest in what it is that you have to say. Give someone your attention. Allow them to share their thoughts in the way that, you want to show and engage in some active listening. Okay, so give them your undivided attention. That shows that you're interested. Now, another point that I have here is celebrate success together. That's what you do. If you see someone succeeding or doing very well, a part of your team, celebrate them. Okay? Your turn is coming and you want to be celebrated as well, right? So celebrate people. Celebrate the members on your team when they're doing things, when they're reaching different ranks, when they're, building wealth, for example, because I'm a part of a wealth building team. And so when we celebrate, we have a power call every single morning except Sundays. Okay. And we get together and we celebrate, what people are doing, how they're building wealth, how they're building their teams. And that's the way that it should be. Another point that I have here in this chapter, I'm going to keep it right there. Okay. And that is you want to learn from one another, seek to learn from one another. I call myself a professional student. If I don't learn something each day, there's a problem. What have I been doing that I could not learn something new today? Right? What could I do? So again, I try and see, open your ears, open your heart, and I'm telling you, you will learn something. You will indeed. And you can learn something from those who are seasoned and those who are millennials, okay? Open your eyes, allow yourself to be open to learning. Okay, it keeps you fresh. It keeps your mind fresh and sharp. All right, that's how people live long. When you read and you seek to learn new things every day, keeps your mind sharp. And I believe it also contributes to, you being able to endure and live a long, healthy life. So again, seek to learn from teams and just learn every day in general. So hopefully these traits when it comes to teams and their members is really helping you to think about your own teams. Thinking about the fact that maybe if you don't have a team, you need to get one. Okay? Because these, individuals connected to you, a part of your inner circle, is really going to be key to you moving forward. You got to assess who's in your team, who's a part of your inner circle. If they're all broke, it's not looking good, especially if you have goals to building wealth. So you want to change, of course, your circle, upgrade. Doesn't mean totally leave people behind, but you need to upgrade and associate with those people that's going to really kind of motivate you and encourage you to do even more than what you've been doing. So you're not getting comfortable, but that you're continuing to move forward. All right. So hopefully you've enjoyed those little nuggets there. And I have, of course, some nuggets that I do want to share when it comes to business matters. That was our appetizer. Let's get into the main meal tonight during this show. Now, the main meal, let me tell you, we're going to be talking about the importance of plugging in. All right. So listen, can you imagine? I have some lights nearby, right? And I'm just going to do this for demonstration purposes only. Have some lights. Can you imagine what things would be like if I wasn't plugged in, if you weren't plugged in, if you weren't keeping your team plugged in? Let's take a look. May not be too bad. It's dimmed down quite a bit, right? Quite a bit is dimmed down, isn't it? Let's put it back on. And this is just one of them. That's just one. Can you imagine? You're like, man, I'm only going to miss like 2 meetings. Well, that light just dimmed. And it will continue to dim. The less you plug in and less you you remind and encourage your team members to plug in. So when you get new distributors, partners, for those of you who are building a home-based business and you're able to build a network, plugging in is essential. I know for those of you who are part of Wealth Builders Worldwide, we hear it every single day. We hear it from those, of course, who are our senior coaches, and we hear it from people who may be on that same level with us, the importance of plugging in. What does that mean? Again, being connected to the source for which you get information, important information, so that you can grow and your business can grow. All right. So from the very onset, when it comes to at the very beginning, when you see the presentation or what have you, that's plugging in because you're gathering the information to make an educated decision as to whether you want to be a part of that company or not. But you have to stay plugged in. You can't just be a part and then just totally unplug. You're not going to get everything that you need, and it's going to stunt the growth of your business as well as your pocket. All right, so make sure that that's like, for example, right, a vine or a branch is cut off from a tree. How are you going to get that branch back on there? right? It's totally disconnected from the source from which it was getting, all the nourishment. And so you have to stay plugged in. You can't uproot and try to go somewhere else and take it and think that it's going to thrive, right? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So what are we plugging into? For some time, since 2002 and being involved in this network marketing profession, I've observed many different ways that people have plugged in. And one of the important ways that I've noticed when it comes to plugging in is being connected to a system. Like an engine is to a car, so is a system to your business. It will not run. Okay, it will not run unless you have a system that you are plugged into. And if you don't have a system within a business, guess what you have? You have, of course, a hustle, or you have yet another job that you've created. Because the system helps people to plug in your business to run, even when there are times when you're not as plugged in as you need to be. Okay. And so again, with a business, you need systems, and that includes systems of people and systems of tools. Again, systems of people and systems of tools. Let's break it down so you can understand. Systems of people. The people, again, is of course people who are what they call upline, meaning your sponsor, the person that brought you into the business, that really connected you, introduced you to the business, right? And then even the senior leaders. So you have those individuals. You also have members of your organization, right? As you're beginning to introduce the opportunity to other people, you have those people who are looking up to you, sort of like, they're looking up to you like a mentor. So you have those individuals, and you can call them definitely team members, because here's the thing, you're not their boss. Okay, you're not their boss. You are, in other words, a mentor to them. A boss is not the same as a mentor. Okay, and people don't join businesses to get another boss. They want to be their own boss. They want to have their own business, their own organization. So be careful from crossing that line between being a leader and being a boss. Okay, no one wants to be bossed around. Okay, they don't want to feel micromanaged or managed at all. When you get into that management mode, yeah, you've added extra stress to yourself that's not necessary in the network marketing profession. So be cautious of that. So again, you got the system of people that's comprised of your partners, your upline. All of these individuals are essential. And how do you remain plugged in? You remain plugged in when you huddle together, when you have meetings, whether it's in-person meetings or whether it's virtual meetings. For example, with Wealth Builders Worldwide, we have different ways we come together. I told you about the power call, Monday through Saturday at 10:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We get together on the Zoom platform, and sometimes we invite you all in all the time, but we're able to stream it onto Facebook when technology is working. Okay, but we for the most part invite you to join us on the Zoom platform. Guests are welcome to join us. And you see, we come on there and we huddle together, we celebrate one another. We don't tolerate one another, but we celebrate one another. Celebration helps people to feel like they belong, helps people to feel wanted, okay? And people like to feel as though they're important and that they belong, that they're connected. And this particular power call that we have does a great job of doing that. We also have what we call the huddle. Okay, the huddle. And it's just like what it means when you see those sport teams coming together, huddling together, talking about strategy. That's exactly what we do, a part of Wealth Builders Worldwide. We huddle together. We engage in, of course, personal development, team growth strategies, just talking about better ways, of course, of doing what we do and giving important reminders as well. And so we have that huddle. But then we also have trainings. Okay, we have, of course, a training every Sunday at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so these trainings are essential because there may be some things that are new that we need to be informed of, or things we need to be reminded of doing better. Okay, we can always enhance what it is that we do. And so that's the importance of trainings. So we encourage everyone to plug in, and not just training on Sundays. We have trainings on Thursdays as well, the 5 and 5 with Mr. Al Murray, also known as Mr. Bustin' Loose. So again, he comes together, he shares with us how to build the business, especially when it comes to network marketing, because you got to understand this, the importance, the strategy when it comes to doing three-way calls and also coming together and building your list and keeping that steady flow of a list going. Because once your list building stops, your business is going to eventually stop, because you got to have that constant flow of new people you're connecting to and adding to the list. So we talked about system of people. You also got to have systems of tools. So what is it that you have? For example, you got to have certain books available. So of course, I'm bending down a bit. But again, this is a tool. This is a tool. It's a personal development tool. But nonetheless, it is a tool. So I encourage you, think about books. Okay? Think about books that you can actually read. There are many different books out there. John Maxwell, of course, my mentor, Mr. Ty Best, has a book. Okay? You want to get and take a look at his books. His books are absolutely amazing, like Dream Chasers Manifesto. Okay, the manifesto. Listen, it's all about motivating you to really dream and dream bigger. And not just books, guys, but you also have, MP3s, some audios that you can listen to. You have videos that you can turn to right on YouTube. Okay, YouTube has an amazing, a plethora of Eric Thomas videos, Tony Robbins, Jim Rohn, all of these amazing people. Whether they're presently here with us or passed on, you can listen to their content and you can learn. Okay, that's a part of your toolbox. And not only just that, guys, listen, when it comes to tools, you also have videos that will aid you in sharing your opportunity. You also have not just videos, but you have, of course, like a website or opt-in pages or just what we call a capture page. All of this is a part of your system of tools. And they need to be updated, okay? And so that may be the case, that throughout the time of you being in business, they're going to be updated along the way, and they really should. All of this contributes to your system and allows you to keep your business floating and allows things to be easily duplicated. Because here's one thing I've come to understand. If it's difficult, if people have to feel as though they got to go out and create something, they cannot duplicate it and your business will not grow. But if you keep it simple, I'm telling you, your business will grow by leaps and bounds. But you gotta stay plugged in to know and to be informed, and stress the importance of your team members, whether they're new or whether they're seasoned. Encourage them to remain plugged in. And here is the other point too. What helps people to stay plugged in very well is your communication channels. If the communication channels are not clear, if people don't have phone numbers of your phone number, for one, right, your number, and then also they need to have the numbers of people in your upline as well, people that they can go to when you're not available. Perhaps even an email address. All right, an email address is helpful in leveraging the tools on the internet. So it could be WhatsApp, it could be Telegram. All of this is important and is a part of the system. So make sure that it's smoothly put together, really easy to plug into, allow people, of course, to take advantage of some of these software like Zoom and StreamYard. All of it is a part of your toolbox. Okay, all of it, all of it. And so listen, very important. And I'm hoping, of course, that these things, it may have served as a reminder for all of you out there. I like to also create what we call digital cards. And business cards, you all know it as business cards, standard business cards. You can get those created. That's a part of your toolbox. But you can also have a digital card. Digital card is just a snapshot or a photo version of your business card. That way, for those of you who are sharing and prospecting on social media, you'll have a digital card that you can actually, really share with them, whether it be through Facebook, Instagram, whatever platform you're leveraging, you'll be able to send them that digital card. All right? You'll be able to send that to them. So I'm hoping and praying that you've enjoyed yourself during this stream. Did you enjoy the session today? We talked about systems and the importance of plugging in, having your system in place, being able to plug in, because these matters are very, very important. All right. And so, again, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. And I want to tell you, for those of you who are curious and trying to figure out, well, what is it that you do, Lakeisha? Yes, we have a team, and the team is smooth sailing. I'm so grateful for the senior leaders and their ability to put such a system together. They put this amazing system together, and all I had to do was register and plug in. That's it. Register, plug in. We're good. And so here is what I want to encourage you to do. For those of you who are curious and trying to figure out what is it that we do when it comes to our systems, we're actually plugged into 4 out of the 8 top highest paid industries. We're talking about robotics. We're talking about e-learning. We're talking about the crypto space. Oh my goodness, right? All of these different markets that we're a part of. E-commerce, okay? If I didn't say it, e-commerce is what we're a part of. My goodness, you want to learn what we do. And the best of all, we all plugged in for free. Okay, we have the opportunity for 6 streams of income to be within our homes. 6. And that's a minimum, because some of us have multiple accounts. So you can actually make money while you sleep with this, because, again, it's e-commerce, it's not an MLM, and it is not a network marketing opportunity. There is an affiliate program that is optional for you to participate in, but you do not have to participate. Again, you choose. It's your decision. So listen, thank you so very much, everyone, for plugging in to the Leadership TKO Live Night Show. I definitely want to invite you to learn more about what it is that we do. Okay, we actually have a network marketing Hall of Famer who is actually going to be doing a small presentation tonight at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's my mentor. It may be your mentor too, and that's Mr. Ty Best. He is going to be doing the presentation tonight, and I want to invite you because I want you to have more streams of income in your home so you can achieve perhaps your goal of financial freedom, time freedom, location freedom, freedom. Okay? Join me. So you need to download the Zoom app. That's number 1. Number 2, you want to write this address down. www. And I keep playing with this earring, www.goldrocks.info. Gold rocks, .info. And then inbox me or the person that shared this with you. I want to get the password over to you so you can join us. Without the password, you cannot get on. So make sure you inbox me so you can have that. Okay? So I'm excited. Listen, it has changed my life, changed the lives of others. Okay? People are doing some amazing things, creating generational wealth, cash flow, not being impacted by this pandemic that's been going on. All right. Being able to control the economy, the flow of money inside of your home. That's important. Control what you can control. And that is your home. Okay. So we're going to be back with the Leadership TKO Live Night Show tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so until then, I want to encourage each and every one of you to think, to speak, and to live leadership. Good night, everyone. God bless, and I'll catch you on goldrocks.info at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.